playing in the red. I think that's Team Alpha X, actually. This is Trigger playing as Protoss.
His opponent in the top right-hand corner of the map, former teammate of ours and current teammate of his opponent. His name is AqueroN.
Nice. Forgot to ask him to go blue, but that's fine. He's at least staying true to Terran.
Better believe it.
Proxy Factory, we don't mind when.
Not soon enough, my friend.
For those unaware, that's Symphonic's thing.
My special build. I had ridiculous success with that build. even after all of the Widowmine nerfs. I stopped playing it as much kind of the last couple months I played because it was like too reliable and I wanted to learn the matchup better. But
It's
yeah,
too good, let's not do it.
It pretty much was. Yeah, it pretty much was. And I
Protoss.
had, not going to say I'm like great at TVP, but I had every nuance of that build I had down. Every little, you know, branch of the tree I had figured out. And when I was exclusively playing that build in the matchup, I was consistently getting a 60% like minimum TVP, and there were a couple of seasons where it was like low 70%, which, you know, for a GM is nothing crazy. Some of those high GMs have ridiculous win rates, but for me and, you know, mid-master, I think it was pretty significant. Nice little momentary block.
The last second cancel though. Yeah, that to depth really changed this game. I was actually getting really hyped for AqueroN to get into that, but that might have been a really awkward game.
You know what?
3 racks again. We've seen this last time, I think. And you were just pointing out how hard that is to execute. But
yeah,
it seems to be like really reliable for these guys. Don't know what is about it.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, it does seem to be a different build at higher MMR. One Reaper does go down that could have an impact,
but nice.
No. Second Reaper says, no, this one's for my brother. However, a Stalker does come in. Okay, this goes back to something I was just about to mention, and that's the fact that that bunker that was canceled came at the expense of a bunker at the natural. There is a pylon being warped in, too, outside of AqueroN's base. Yeah, this can be a very difficult hold. It's going to be mostly Marines. One Marauder is being added now, but without a bunker, this can just be a big hassle to hold any aggression.
And there is the proxy gateway that will allow the fast warp-ins, and we're seeing a lot more Stalkers coming in, I think, this game.
Yeah, this is where it gets extremely frustrating. These Marines in low numbers will get eaten alive by Stalkers. The SCVs are going to try to turn around and capture the Stalkers. Not going to happen this time.
Good thing for Terran that there's a Marauder out now. That's going to help a lot. Let's see if we can get some more. Now there's going to be double Marauder production, actually. That's even better. Let's see if we can get concussive shells going.
Also,
expensive,
on the other...
Worth it.
Yeah, oh, for sure, yes. Against these Stalker heavy builds, concussive shells are fantastic. On the other side of the map, the Reaper did scout the Twilight Council and should be able to surmise that it is Blink. Great job here by AqueroN to actually pick off a couple of Stalkers. Yeah, that is fantastic. It's going to get the last Stalker too and shut down the forward gate and pylon. Excellent job by AqueroN.
He's gotta be happy with that. I mean, I was starting to be worried when the second and third bunker were cancelled. But,
exactly.
And I was like getting ready to make a speech about how Trigger smells blood. But yeah, AqueroN did that really nicely, and if he can add his tech onto this now, then the infantry might actually get to live to fight another day.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. So that AqueroN was in a bit of a precarious position there, where it's not as though like he was behind or something, but without the bunker, the entire attack from Trigger is predicated upon snowballing. So you just keep pressing forward with each wave of stalkers. Keep pressing forward. You want to pick off a marauder, deny the bunker, and then like I said, just snowball forward. Never let the Terran get their defenses up. But in taking out that forward pylon and warp gate, AqueroN now has an opportunity to do some real damage on the other side of the map. He's going to easily take out the third base if he wants to focus it. Looks like he's going to push the stalkers away first.
That's fair enough. The stalkers are only trying to distract for this thing to come up, but not happening. They are picking up a lot of Marines though, so that could be a problem.
So AqueroN was very patient with the stim there. He waits till the last second to use it and get on top of the natural of Trigger. He is definitely getting some kills, but he's going to lose this whole army. Make no mistake about it. This is just going to be a trade. What can he get for this bio army? That's the question here.
Looks like quite a few stalkers if they keep attacking the unbuildable rocks. That's definitely unfortunate there. But hey, he gets one more stalker. I didn't think he would. Nice.
Yeah.
Trigger
Solid
is
trade.
Heavily reset.
Oh, he's just going to GG out there.
He's reset out of the game. Damn.
Yeah, I did not expect. I mean, he just looked at the resources lost. He was down about 1,100 in resources, so he was behind for sure. He lost almost all of his army, so you can't really blame him. Probably could have dragged it out a little more, but he was at a heavy disadvantage for sure.
Romanticide. Symphonic hates this map. Trigger does not. He's playing Protoss.
His opponent's my boy, my fellow Terran. He is green, which is my favorite color. His name is AqueroN. Oh, he went gas first here. Okay. Actually, did not notice that. But yeah, so about this map, for me anyway, like I said, I do not speak for all Terrans, but for me, the map is huge. Engineering Bay, block right away. Yeah, the attack paths are just kind of like a little weird, where you've got the destructible rocks everywhere and choke points in the center of the map. Ooh. It is a huge map. Personally, I play pretty aggressively, so larger maps tend to be worse for me. But yeah, so whatever I say is not a reflection on what I think balance to be. It's more just personal preference.
So, speaking of map features, what do you think about these little mineral patches that you can just open up paths with?
So, like, as I was saying before, I'm very vanilla when it comes to what I like in maps, but I try not to make the mistake of thinking the things that I like or dislike are necessarily what's best for the game. So, for me personally, I'm not like a huge fan of them because I just like very straightforward maps that reduce the impact of external factors. But on the other hand, I do think that it's a clever little addition. You know, it's a little wrinkle to throw into the traditional maps. So I think on the whole, long story short, probably a good thing for the game and for the map making community just to add another variable into the maps. And for me personally, I just don't, I don't tend to be a fan of maps that employ them. What about you though?
I actually don't tend to use them much. They are more there to protect me than for me to attack, to be honest.
Right.
But that's just me. I do think that sometimes it's nice to open them up, especially if you're a Zerg like myself. Because Zerg loves surrounds. So, open them up when you can. Unless they're actually protecting you. I do like when you can open them up and get through an otherwise heavily defended area, though.
Yeah, for sure. So, as I was saying, I do think on the whole, so even though I personally tend to not be a fan of them, I would never say, oh, they need to be removed from the game or something. Like there are some things with maps that I don't like and I think are perhaps bad for the game, but the mineral patches I do not think are one of them. In fact, I don't really like them, but I think that they're actually good because they don't have so much of an impact on the game. It's not like they're a huge gimmick or something. It's just, as I was saying before, a little wrinkle that can spice things up and can make for some interesting decisions. You know, if you're, let's say, if you're Trigger here, and now he has a natural that's sort of exposed to those, I mean, are you gonna open those up? Or probably not. You're gonna use them as a defensive barrier. If you're AqueroN and you're planning a big timing attack at that natural, might be worth it to send an SCV or two forward, you know, with your attack, mine out the minerals to open the attack path, and then build some bunkers. But yeah, so it definitely creates some interesting strategic decisions. We do have drop of 3 Hellions, and there's no shield battery here.
But there's Phoenix, and those usually shut this down really hard. Hey! That's 8 kills. That's 11 kills. Holy.
Yeah.
No one said that's legal.
Borderline catastrophic.
So much for shutting that down hard. Damn. That was a great move.
So
getting past the Phoenix.
Right. And I was gonna say that's sort of the downside of going with a Phoenix-based defense. The upside is if the Phoenixes see that drop, they destroy it. Gets nothing done. The downside is it's a positional defense. So if they're not where they need to be, you have no shield batteries there. Those Hellions, it does not take much time at all for the Hellions to get potentially game-changing damage. One Phoenix goes down to the Marines in the main there.
Yeah, all they got is 2 Marines so far. This is not good. They have to leave, I think.
Yeah, the Trigger definitely wants to get some more pickoffs. I think he is adding more Phoenixes in. He's going for charge again. Take a look at the infrastructure here. There's no robo just yet, so it's not clear if he's going to go for a similar build to the first game. Some more pickoffs from the Phoenixes, but another one goes down. Gotta say, the early trades thus far do favor AqueroN, who's moving out now. Might be able to do some damage. Nope, not cool. Thought he might be able to get that with the lock on, but it looks like the rocks kind of saved that Phoenix. And typically, the Phoenix players look to keep them alive as long as possible. They really want to keep that count up. So it is a bit of a problem that a few of them have gone down so far.
Yeah, I think we're looking at a stim timing here, though. It would be kind of silly to move out without it, especially with the Zealot Phoenix causing problems at the door. Once you do have all those upgrades in, with +1 even lined up with it, you can probably heavily push the third base, which actually was the second base this game. Very interesting little adjustment, but let's see if the second or the third will be more defended.
So, I mean, you're touching on something that I think is really key here as well, and that's, I think that the Colossus production, we see the Robo Bay in production now, and there's actually an Immortal being made, but I think that having to remake some of those Phoenix has delayed the Colossus production, and Stim is done now, or about to finish up any second. Combat shields are done, +1 attack is done, and AqueroN has an opportunity now to get across the map probably before the first Colossus comes out, and certainly before anything like Thermal Lance. So this has potential to be a very powerful attack, and I think it comes as a little snowball from those early game skirmishes.
There's the big timing attack. This is scary. Yeah. This is really scary with the Phoenix out of position.
Very scary. Yes. I think Trigger is going to be upset to see There's no army there. He's going to recall them home, but the Terran army is already on top of his base. It's going to fall pretty quickly, I think.
The mass middle mine hit. Oh, it actually hit the Terran army. So many of the medevacs are weak. But it does look like the ground army still prevails for now. Can the Colossus clean up before they take down the base? I think they actually might be able to get both. Where's the overcharge? Not sure you already used it, but concussive shells is also in. And getting the base kill would be super easy now. Trigger knows it. Damn, that was a really good attack.
Yeah,
doubling
very well
the supply
executed.
at the end.
Yeah, and Trigger he almost pulled it off. I think he got the best friendly fired trigger, excuse the pun, onto AqueroN's units, but he was too far behind, and the Phoenixes not being there at the start of the attack hurt a lot too. There was pretty much nothing there to defend. He had to he had to recall them, so there was a good portion of the attack that occurred with no Protoss defense.